anniversary tour. We have a new album called Road Killer. We went to Australia in October for 10 days.
After the passing of Gigi, what made you guys want to continue on? And
Scumfuck tradition.
yeah, and how are you guys different now than you were before?
Well, there's never going to be another Gigi, you know that.
Hell yeah.
Tamer. We're much tamer than we were with Gigi Allin.
Different singers after Gigi?
Well, of course, we had Big Mike. Jeff Clayton filled in a few times from Anti-Scene, J.B. Beverly, and now P.P. Duvet. We tried about 10 or 20 others, if not more, that were horrible.
Yeah, so from the time...
Not to be conceited, but we tried guys that were awful.
So you and Merle, the mainstays from the lineup of the Murder Junkies when Gigi was still alive?
Yes.
It's just you and Merle that are still in it.
Merle was his brother, of course.
Yes.
We played at CBGB's, announced it as our last show. We had enough. Couldn't find a good singer. JB and Clayton were busy with their own projects. In 2003, we reunited for the 10th anniversary of Gigi's passing away. Everyone said, "You guys sound amazing, why don't you keep playing?" So Merle decided to keep playing, so we've been playing ever since.
Gigi was very shameless with everything he did. He was a sex offender. He was a this. He was a that. He was at everything, you know. And you know, and he just didn't give a fuck. And you being the maniac drummer.
Proportion. Off stage, he was a gentleman. On stage, he was a monster act.
The fact that you guys were playing with him, your tours were always kind of on the run from the law, weren't they?
Break windows, drink soy milk.
Oh, there is an explanation.
Uh-huh.
He was on parole, and if he would have gotten caught out of, he was supposed to stay in Michigan because he was on parole, and we were going all over the place. So
yeah,
they would have found him and checked his.
Yeah. Wasn't that just an exciting way to live? How'd you like that?
We had fun with Gigi, had no problem.
Yeah.
What happened in Austin? One show in Austin, we got arrested, and they looked him up and found out he was in violation of his parole, and they extradited him back to Michigan, and we went home. Club in San Diego where he pulled the water pipes down, and the water was flowing in front of the stage, and broken beer bottles. He was bouncing up and down with his butt in the glass, rolling around in the glass.
Yeah.
We had to pull the small chips of glass out of his butt on the ride to San Diego, on the ride to San Francisco. On the ride, and he had to go back. He had to stay in the truck for 3 days, and we took him to the hospital. They said if we would have waited another day, he would have been dead. The infection was starting to go through his entire system. It had just started. They gave him antibiotics and saved his life. That was in 1992, I believe.
I mean, I've seen the footage of the last show. It's just outrageous footage, and he keeps saying how he wants to get fucked up. You know, and I guess he just did one too many that night.
That's what happened. We're still crying. Merle's his brother, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you lose a brother, it's not a funny thing.
Yeah. No, it's not, even though I'm sure they had a very odd relationship.
Oh, Merle was close. They were a year apart. They grew up together. They were friends with each other their entire lives.
Yeah.
Well, Merle still misses them, obviously. He has no sympathy.
Yeah, well, I can sympathize with that also, and what was it true? Gigi always boasted that he was gonna do this infamous show where he'd kill himself on stage.
It was a promotional gimmick.
Yeah, because I don't know who in their right mind would book a show like that. You know, it wouldn't be.
Well, there are some. He was supposed to do that on Halloween. He kept saying, and every Halloween, when it would come near Halloween, they'd put him back in jail for his parole. You know, that would be like he'd be out on parole, and every year there, near Halloween, they'd put him back in to make sure he didn't go through it, I presume.
What was it like for you guys when he died? It must have been really tragic and crushing because you were still, you know, the tour wasn't even done.
Well, we were planning to go to Europe with the new album. Brutality and Bloodshed came out when he passed away. We were going to do first European tours with the band, and we later went. We went a few years ago, and we've been there 3 times in the last few years.
Well, yeah, you like to play in the nude sometimes, don't you?
Yes, I do, sir.
Yeah, how long you been doing that?
Oh, a long time, 30 years. They confuse us. They think we're a tribute band. We're actually the real deal here. We're not a tribute band. We're the Murder Junkies.
Yeah.
We're Gigi's band.
Yeah.
A tribute band.
Yeah, he's not around, so you just call yourselves the Murder Junkies. That's who you are.
That's correct.
I think it's all really cool. Now, funny, you seem so easygoing and mellow, even though you have an outrageous appearance. I love that, colored hair and beard. That's
I'm an easygoing person.
Yeah.
You have to go with the flow to play punk rock.
Yeah. Maybe, or maybe you think you might have mellowed to a degree in your old age.
Oh, I was always easygoing.
Yeah.
I'll trade him a Jeep.
Yeah. Because you seem pretty maniacal in that movie, and then and just the times when I've seen you play, the one time I saw you play live, I thought that drummer is pretty damn crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Are you gonna play naked tonight?
Yeah, he is. Railroaded his fucking ass.
I presume if it's allowed, sir. It depends on each club whether or not they allow nudity.
This is San Francisco. You can get away with just about anything in this fucking town.
No, it's not to get away with it, sir. Performance art. I'm not trying to get away with anything or break the law or thumb my nose at the law or anything like that. I enjoy playing. It's a tease for girls. Expect girls to get naked to please men.
Yeah.
Tease for women. Sound better than ever.
Yeah.
Almost as good as Gigi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.